Wow, stories.
Am I the idiot for giving away my sister's dog without her permission? A few months ago, my sister, let's call her Sarah, asked if I could look after her dog for a couple of weeks while she went on a vacation. I agreed, and she dropped off her adorable little Chihuahua Gizmo at my place. The weeks turned into months, and Sarah never came back for Gizmo. I called her a few times, but she always had an excuse for why she couldn't pick him up yet. Meanwhile, Gizmo had become attached to me and my family, and we had grown quite fond of him. Fast forward to last week, and I got a call from a friend who had just lost his own dog. He asked if I knew anyone who had a dog that needed a home, and I mentioned Gizmo. My friend met Gizmo and fell in love with him right away, so I decided to give it to him. Now, Sarah has found out that I gave Gizmo away, and she's absolutely livid. She's calling me a thief and a horrible sister for giving away her dog without her permission. Sarah is known for being unreliable and flaky, and she's done this before with other things, and she would refuse to pick them up. I didn't want to be stuck with Gizmo forever, and I thought it was better to give him to someone who would love and care for him properly. Trust me, I know my sis. She wouldn't have ever come back for him. He was neglected, but now I'm not sure if I did the right thing. Was it really my place to give away Sarah's dog without her permission? Am I the idiot? Everyone sucks here. You should have said to her that you're giving the dog away in a few days, if she doesn't come and get him, just to give her some warning. I understand the situation you're in, and that you think your sister would have never come for the dog, but he was never your dog to give away. Everyone sucks here. While your sister is a major AH for throwing her dog to you and going AWOL, you should have at least given your sister a heads up, for example, "Hey, it's been X months, and you are neglecting your dog. If you are not collecting him by this date, I'm giving him to my friend." Am I the idiot for starting my truck? I work a normal day shift, 7 to 4, and each morning, as it has been below freezing, I remotely start my truck from inside the house to let it warm up before I drive to work. Apparently my neighbor, from the complaining I have heard through the window, works second shift, and the sound of my truck warming up awakens him every morning. He has complained very impolitely about this twice now. I have never met him, and do not know him as I just moved in about 6 months ago. My truck does have an aftermarket exhaust on it, but I wouldn't consider it loud. This is the first time anyone has ever complained about it. So, am I an idiot for starting my truck in the morning and ignoring his complaining? Update. To answer some of the info requests, I installed the exhaust because the original needed to be replaced. It is more durable and better made than the stock exhaust for about the same price. My truck is not a diesel, it is a V6. It is turbocharged, and from my understanding, it is helpful for longevity to warm those up in cold temperatures. I live in the Midwest, so cold temps are anywhere from single digits to female 32 degree. Once they are above freezing, I don't use the remote start. As far as the noise level itself, my truck has a quiet start option which is enabled. This keeps the engine at idle speed instead of revving loudly when the remote start is activated. When I looked for a replacement exhaust, I actively tried to avoid excessively loud ones. On a V6, they sounded like crap, and I didn't want to be obnoxiously loud. Edit. Link below is the actual sound of the exhaust. I had a video of it. You're the idiot. Aftermarket exhaust makes me think OP might be one of those idiots who thinks that a loud engine makes him cool. Edit. Now that I've heard it, you're the idiot. That is super freaking loud and you just don't care because you think it makes you look badass or some poop. You're the idiot for putting an aftermarket exhaust on your truck to make it louder, then pretending you don't know why your neighbor is bothered by the noise. Am I the idiot for only wanting vegetarian food for my wedding even though my fiancé loves meat? I, female 22, and my fiancé, male 24, are getting married later this year. We come from different cultural backgrounds. He is a white American Christian and I am South Indian Hindu. We are combining aspects of both our cultures for the wedding and having 2 ceremonies on the same day with a reception dinner. My fiancé loves meat and I do too, but South Indian Hindu weddings need to fall on auspicious days and meat is a big no-no. My fiancé thinks our non-Indian guests who are not familiar with the culture will think we are being cheap by doing vegetarian food and not having alcohol. He's okay with no alcohol though. I disagree since our food will be very nice. Traditional South Indian wedding meals have a huge array of dishes that are served endlessly on a banana leaf plate, and we will have Western desserts following the dinner. My fiancé and his parents, brother all enjoy vegetarian Indian food, so I'm not sure what the problem is. My fiancé thinks we should also include non-vegetarian Indian food, but that would offend my entire family and plainly be sacrilegious. My family eats meat, but like Catholics on Lent Fridays, we don't eat meat on auspicious days like weddings. Am I the idiot for insisting on vegetarian food? Also, any ideas on compromises to suggest? Edit. I spoke with my fiancé as well as his parents, and we decided that it would be best to have vegetarian American options available in addition to the Indian food. And I mentioned this in the comments already, but just to reiterate, his family asked for no alcohol first. His parents convinced him that not having meat won't make us look cheap, especially since we are going all out with florals and desserts and entertainment. Edit 2. I am currently speaking with the owner of our venue and seeing if we can have the venue for 2 days instead of just 1. He's a family friend and will prioritize giving us a reservation if at all possible. If we can have 2 days, then none of this stuff will be an issue and we can have meat, not beef though, and my family would be fine paying for it on the Christian ceremony day. Edit 3. Since many people want to call me out for saying my instead of our wedding, let me explain the reasoning behind my choice of pronoun. I am speaking to you, this subreddit, and that is why I say my and not our, of course. If I am in the company of my fiancé, I would say ours. My correct grammar does not have a hidden subconscious meaning. You're the idiot. This wedding is about both of you. Both of your cultures should be respected. He wants meat to be served for his guests, so that should be respected. He made a concession by having a dry wedding. You should be able to yield some as well. If you are this worried about having Western culture at your wedding, are you sure you want to be married in Western culture? You trying to erase his needs is not how you begin a marriage. No idiots here. I would just have 2 buffets, one with traditional American fare. Have both the buffets on opposite sides and let people decide. When there are auspicious days, South Indians don't stop others from eating meat. Like in the workplace, etc., they just don't do it themselves. It is that simple.